Hi everyone! So I've been keeping a little bit of a planty secret from you guys, and I'm actually surprised that none of you have noticed, or perhaps some of you have noticed and you just haven't said anything about it, in which case, thank you for that. But today I'm going to be letting you in on that secret, but this is going to require us moving upstairs, and I am realizing now that you guys have honestly only ever seen the living room upstairs in my house. So let me give you a brief walk through the entire upstairs as we make our way to the living room. All right, you guys, I think we'll start over here with the first spare bedroom, and my friend is still staying with me, and this is the room she's staying in, so excuse the luggage and things of that nature. But just a standard nice little spare bedroom here. This is in a room with a north-facing window, just FYI, and if we come over here, we have the guest bathroom upstairs. This is a west-facing window, just your standard little guest bathroom, nothing super special. We're going to make our way to the living room at the end of this little upstairs tour. We got a little kind of cutout nook thing here. I've got some holiday decorations going on right now since it is about to be Christmas. Then if we continue on over here, we have our second guest bedroom up here. And interesting story about this bedroom furniture. This is actually furniture that was a wedding gift to my grandparents on my dad's side of the family. There's actually a letter from their parents on the back of one of those pictures when they gifted this furniture to them. And this is a south-facing window in this room. And at this point, some of you might already be starting to guess what my houseplanty secret is. So if you think you know what it is before we enter this next room, comment down below and let me know. But this is the third bedroom up here, but I have converted this into a home gym, and Toby is usually not allowed in here. So that is why he just sprinted in here all super happy, because he thinks he just snuck one over on me. But yeah, workout room. I've got my iPad for music up here, my speaker, all the weights, all the things. Definitely a nice little workout setup up here. Toby likes to use that as his little perch to look out these two north-facing windows. But that is all of the rooms up here except for the living room, which you guys have already seen, or at least part of the living room. So let's head into the living room next. And like I said, I do have all of the holiday decorations kind of set up right now. And for whatever reason, you guys, Toby doesn't care about messing around with real plants, but he tries to eat the fake Christmas tree, which is why the Christmas tree is up here, so that I can keep it closed away from him so he can't be in here unattended munching down on the Christmas tree. But yep, this is the upstairs living room, and in here we have a south-facing window, another south-facing window of a different shape, another south-facing window, and an east-facing window. So like I said, some of you might know what the planty secret is now, but let me get you on a tripod and we'll talk about it. Okay, so surely you guys have figured it out by now, but my planty secret is that I have 0 plants in the upstairs part of my household. That's right, not a single living plant. But don't worry, because that fact is going to be changing today. But before we get to that, let me briefly explain to you guys why up until this point in time, I have not had any plants in the upstairs portion of my house. And that's honestly not entirely true. My Marble Queen Pothos was living in the workout room. I'll show you where. I'll see if I can find an old photo of when she was up there. She was living up there, but she started to get so big, she was really in the way, and trying to move around and do things in that workout room without like bumping into a plant. I mean, there's not a lot of places to put a plant where you wouldn't potentially bump into it while working out. And quite frequently I do personal train people in that room. And then there's 2 of us trying to move around in that room. And you know, it just would be a little bit difficult to keep plants in there and not have them be in the way or potentially get knocked over. So that is why there are no longer plants in that room. But that Marble Queen Pothos is the only plant that has ever lived upstairs, and that's where it was. Once again, those are north-facing windows. Now, the bedroom that my friend is currently staying in, guys, give me 1 second because Toby is trying to eat the tree. I don't understand why he goes after the fake plants, but doesn't mess with the real ones. Hold on. Okay, he is currently staring at me through the doorway, looking highly dejected. But back to what I was saying. So the bedroom that my friend is staying in, the reason I don't have any plants in there and have never had any plants in there is because that is a north-facing window, and unfortunately it is also one of the most obscured windows in my household. There is a very large tree that actually shouldn't even be a tree. It's technically a holly bush, but somebody didn't keep it trimmed back and it grew to be the size of a tree. And it is obscuring that window a lot. It's also a plant that doesn't lose its leaves in winter. So in the wintertime especially, if I had a plant in that window, it is not going to be getting very much light at all. And once again, there's just not really a good way to display a plant in that room, in a place where it would get enough light and also not be in someone's way. So that is the reason that there are not plants in those front two rooms that have the north-facing windows. Now, the other windows, if you guys remember, if you've seen my videos on various directions of windows in your house and what plants work well and what windows, like south-facing windows, north-facing windows, east-facing windows, etc. In one of those videos, I did talk about solar screens on windows. I did a little experiment to see how much sunlight was actually blocked by solar screens in particular, and it's a lot. And so I no longer have solar screens on the windows in the downstairs portion of my house. When I bought this house, all of the southern facing windows had solar screens on them, and all of the windows were the original builder grade windows. As I have mentioned in past videos, I did replace the downstairs southern facing windows shortly after I moved into this house. They are better quality windows. They block more of the heat and they block out more of the cold and they block all of the harmful rays that cause your furniture to fade. And because of that, I really didn't need the solar screens to still be on there, so I took them off. Great for my plants, because honestly, you guys, the amount of light that solar screens block, it's great for your energy bill, but it's not great for your plants. And the problem is, as I just stated, all of these southern windows in my house had those solar screens. Now, I have 38 windows in this house, which is, once again, great if you're a plant person. Lots of natural light, that's what we want. But I want to replace all of the windows in this house with those upgraded windows, and 38 of them is pretty pricey. So I decided to break it up into separate sections, to do that section first. And then this room up here is the next room that I was going to do. Was going to do being the key term there, because both of my HVAC units broke, completely had to be replaced, all aspects of them, within 6 months of each other, around this time last year, actually. And unfortunately, that ate up all of what was supposed to be new window budget for this year. So I have not yet been able to replace these windows. Because I have not been able to replace these windows, they do still have the solar screens on them. Now, this room, as I stated, has 3 southern facing windows, 1 east facing window. I don't want to take the solar screens off the southern facing windows because it just gets so drastically hot and cold in here without them on, you guys. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I can't say from experience in this exact room that it does, but I know how it was downstairs in the room below this, so I'm assuming this room would feel pretty much the exact same way. However, the east-facing window is a different story, and I have for a while now been wanting to get the solar screen off of that window for over 1.5 years, you guys, but you know why I haven't done it? Because here is where those solar screens are, and they are attached and latched from the outside of the house, which means they have to be unlatched and removed from the outside of the house, and I do not own a ladder tall enough to get up there. But last week, I had somebody out here quoting some siding repair on the house, and I asked him if he would very kindly use his very tall ladder to remove the solar screen off of the east-facing window, and he did, which means now I can put some plants in this room. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I really wish we could be totally filling this room up with plants, because this is the most ideal room in the entire upstairs area to put plants. And to be honest with you guys, I have 2 plants that I bought back before I realized how much light the solar screens actually block. I had bought 2 plants to put up here. I had bought planters that match this room. We'll go downstairs and we'll look at the 2 plants that I bought to specifically put up here. One is definitely going to be coming up here. The other one is questionable. You'll understand when we get there. And then we're going to try to find some other ones to put up here. Now, once again, we just have the east-facing window to work with, so we're going to be a little bit limited on how much we can put in here, but we're going to see what we can make work. Okay, so the first plant that's going upstairs for sure is the little baby Aphelandra squarosa over here in its cute little black and red pot. So let's take him upstairs first. Alright, you guys, so the only other plant that was originally purchased with the intent of going upstairs is this guy right here. And as you know, this has been giving me spider mite issues. Toby walks under this plant, and I think that's how the spider mites keep getting spread throughout the house. So putting this plant in that room would actually be an excellent idea because I can close Toby out of that room. And honestly, if it was in that room, I feel like he wouldn't walk under it as much as he does here, because he always comes from here and runs into the bathroom and goes the shortcut way underneath the plant. However, I'm kind of thinking several things here. One, I think we are way bigger than we were when I originally bought this plant with the intent of putting it upstairs. So I'm not sure we would fit in that space behind the end table. Also, that is not where I initially wanted this plant to live upstairs. I wanted it to be over by the TV stand. And because we are having ongoing spider mite issues, I really don't want to put this next to the end table right now because I don't want the spider mites to be able to crawl and spread to the plants that are on the end table. So unfortunately, I think this guy is going to have to stay here for now, but let's find some other plants to take upstairs. Okay, so this windowsill is actually getting a bit crowded over here, and I've got the big, beautiful rattlesnake calathea right here. So I think we'll take the baby one that's been making its amazing little comeback upstairs, because obviously all of these plants like living in an east-facing window, because this is also an east-facing window. So this should be a smooth transition to move that little guy upstairs. Alright, you guys, so I've got some plants back here. I definitely know that this was where I wanted the Aphelandra squarosa to be. It has been getting some south light, some west light, some east light where it was in my bedroom before we moved it up here. So it should be fine with the lighting up here. But I think I am just wanting to put a few more plants around it that are a little bit shorter, or are going to stay a little bit shorter for the time being. And so I did grab the baby syngonium that we recently repotted because it is still small enough, I think, to work up here, and it would definitely like that level of light. I can get my plant coaster so this doesn't mess up the wood. But I think that might be kind of cute right there. Maybe. What do we think? I think it looks good. And then I grabbed a bunch of, well, I say a bunch. I grabbed 2 peperomias. Bunch, whatever. And they're both the Caparata varieties, but I was kind of thinking that I might want to do this little shoomy red one, since that will give it a nice little pop of color. But once again, it is relatively small, so it's not gonna, block the Aphelandra squarosa, as it were. I also grabbed the frost peperomia that is variegated, the one that spontaneously got sport variegation on it when I propagated it from my other frost peperomia. And I'm thinking about maybe putting that one directly in the windowsill. Now these ones that I'm thinking about putting directly in the windowsill, I'm not going to do it yet because the second I lift those blinds, even that littlest bit, is going to throw the lighting off completely. So we're going to do that at the end. I did also put the little baby rattlesnake calathea back here because I do want to put that in the windowsill as well. Now I will probably get a different pot, I'm thinking, for this one, because I do kind of want to do all like gray, red, black type pots in this room, but for now it's probably gonna have to stay in this one because I don't think I'm gonna have enough pots that are gray, black, and red to be able to do all the plants that we're gonna do today. But who knows, we'll see. But I'm gonna set these 2 down again, and then what I wanna do is I wanna put something back here in this corner, I think. I mean, I'm kind of blocking the corner. I don't know. Imagine I'm a plant. I'm probably not a plant that's tall. Imagine that I have a plant back here. Like, I think putting a plant here would work. I also was thinking maybe like if I got another like triple planter thing like I have in my bedroom in my east facing window, maybe that would look nice here. I don't know, I'm torn. But honestly, you guys, looking at this space here, I'm not sure if it's big enough for like a really big plant. Like for example, my Thaumatophyllum bipeditipedum that's in my office. I don't know, it might be. But I'm also wondering if it's gonna sit too low, because I feel like that plant maybe comes to here, possibly. And I'm just kind of like, it might need to be lifted. We could also just do a singular plant stand. You know what, I think I'm gonna go grab or borrow the plant stand from my Raven ZZ plant downstairs and bring it up here and bring a plant, some plant, I don't know what plant yet, And we'll see what we think about a plant stand first. Okay, so question here is, do I put this straight in the corner or not? I feel like maybe it needs to be centered to the window. Let me put that, or maybe it should be centered to the coffee table or end table, whatever this table is called. I don't know. All right, let me leave it here. I don't know, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here for now. I'm gonna put the plant on it. Give me 1 second. And the reason I'm having to scooch in and out this way once again is because my roommate's got four big old suitcases, and I try to move them, but they're heavy. They've got stuff in them back there. So we're just gonna be shimmying in and out today. All right, you guys. I am really just experimenting with different plants of different sizes first. Sizes and shapes. So we can see and get an idea of what's going to fill the space well back here. Let's see. I can't see that viewfinder from this far away, you guys, I swear. I'm probably gonna have to hop in and out to take a peek at this, but what do we think about this? I'm feeling like, I don't know, it's a bit much. Maybe it's a bit too big, taking up too much space. Maybe we need a climber. Maybe we need a climber. Should we try the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma now that it's on a pole? Maybe? Let me go grab that one. Actually, guys, before I go grab that one, I'm gonna move this one further into the corner and see what I think about that positioning. I feel like that's a little bit better if we end up doing a bigger plant like this, but once again, let me go get the Rhaphidophora. What about that? Once again, I just cannot tell from here. Let me scooch out again. What about that? I don't think that's bad. And it's nice because it'll stay nice and vertical and not like sprawl out all over the place, right? I don't dislike that. And then that way, because the other thing I didn't think about, you guys, is if we do put these in the windowsill, if I have a big plant back here, that's gonna block them. So there's no point necessarily in putting these in the windowsill, because I like to be able to see my plants. I know some people put plants in front of other plants that are the same height and things like that. And that is totally fine if that is what you want to do, to each their own. But I like to be able to see all my plants. That's why I didn't want like really tall ones blocking this one and whatnot. So if I do put like a big plant here, then I probably can't put these in the windowsill. Now, if we do this, we could potentially still do one more on a plant stand like centered with the window, and then we could have these like to the side of it. I don't know if I have another plant stand. Well, I guess I could go borrow the plant stand from the Marble Queen Pothos and we could try it out. I mean, why not? We're just trying things. I don't know what we're gonna end up doing, but we're gonna figure it out together. Okay, I was thinking, what if we put some kind of alocasia up here, since they don't sprawl a lot, and they definitely would like the lighting coming from both of these windows, even once these windows are replaced and I can get the solar screens off. So I grabbed the Bambino, which has been making a little bit of a recovery since having spider mites, I don't know, 4 months ago now, maybe. We lost quite a few leaves, but we are definitely pumping out new ones right now. We'll be back to looking super full here very soon. But let me step back and see what I think. Okay, nope, I don't like having 2 plant stands here. I don't know what you guys think. Comment down below and let me know, but I think it's too much. I think it's better just having 1 plant stand in the corner, or like I said, if I was to do a 3-part plant stand, like I have my bedroom right in front of the window and not do one in the corner, that might work. But I honestly am not sure I want to do that. All right, you guys, so looking at this, I kind of want to switch this up here and put the Syngonium on this side. Hopefully that level of light's going to be okay, because it is going to get a little bit blocked from the Aphellander squarerosa, but it is still going to get some light coming through this window. And it's been living in a north-facing window, so it's not like it was getting a crazy amount of light there. I would prefer to have the peperomia over there just because this is way more low light tolerant in my experience. It's definitely going to get more of the light in this position, but I kind of just want to break up like the greens. And so if I'm putting green plants over here in the windowsill, having the red here kind of gives you that pop of color to split up the green going on over here and back here, and the green going on over here, if that makes sense. But I think I'm going to try and open the blinds a little bit. Fingers crossed it didn't totally blow out the video. So we can set these in the windowsill and kind of step back and take another look and see kind of what we're thinking. Because at this point in time, my thought is maybe we just load up the windowsill for now. I don't know, I'm still going back and forth on whether I should just put a giant plant back here, but I'm leaning towards no. So let's see how these look in the windowsill. And for the record, you guys, when I have plants in a windowsill like this, I always keep the blinds pulled halfway up at all times, and then I just open and close the tops. But once again, I just don't want to completely blow out this picture while filming this. That looks from a distance. Let me try something else real quick, you guys. Okay, so I just want to see if I like a round stand better than a square stand, because honestly, when I was looking at it from over there, this is rectangle, it was a square. Obviously, when I get a plant stand, if I keep this plant here, I'm going to buy a plant stand specifically for this area, and I'm going to make sure it's like probably dark wood like this so that it kind of matches everything else in here, or it could be like a distressed gray wood that's kind of light, would go well with the couches. But right now, I'm just questioning whether I want it to be round or square, and I really think I want it to be round, just to kind of offset the squareness of everything over here. And then also I wanted to see if I like this height better than the other one, since this one is a little bit shorter. But let me see what I think from a distance. Okay, I think that's a little bit more centered. Okay, so I think round is definitely better. I think that it's gonna, like I said, break up the lines in this area. However, I'm not crazy about the shorter height. What do you guys think? I think the other one was better. I think at this height, it's too in line, like the pot level is almost level with the other plant over here. And I kind of want it, even though I know it's gonna grow taller and it's gonna get its height difference that way, I kind of want it elevated a little bit more. But that's just my thought and take on it, you guys. But definitely let me know what you think. I always like to hear what you guys think. And honestly, you guys might be having a completely different idea and be yelling at your screen right now, no, this is what you should try. This is what you should try. So definitely, if that is what you're doing, comment and let me know. So even though I can't do it right now live while we're doing this, or live recording, you know what I'm trying to say. Even though I can't do it in this moment, once I release this video, I will always check the comments, especially on videos like this. And if you guys throw out like an amazing suggestion that I have not tried, I'm gonna run up here, I'm gonna try it, I will record it, I will post it on Instagram, Facebook, on the YouTube community tab. Maybe I'll do a short for it. I've never done a short on YouTube before, but you know, anytime's a good time to start, right? So definitely don't be afraid to tell me what you're thinking while you're watching this. Now, I think I'm gonna get some more plants to put in the windowsill and see how that looks. Okay, so I grabbed the Joseph's coat from the east-facing window in my bedroom, because once again, like I said, that window is a little bit crowded and we only took one plant off of there. And once again, I will find a different pot to put this in, but let's just see what we think about doing that as kind of the centerpiece in the windowsill here. I think it's still small enough. Barely, but this plant is not exactly a super fast grower, so it'll probably be okay for maybe the next year in this position. But I think that's nice. I think maybe I wouldn't want to do more than 3. And I thought about doing a trailing plant, but once again, like unless I elevate it, it's gonna trail behind this and you're not gonna be able to see it. So what's the point? Let me space these out a little bit more. I don't know why I'm being so picky about these two. Maybe that. All right, you guys, so I kind of think this is what we're gonna do for now. I kind of like this, but I also kind of feel like you guys need to see it from some like other angles too, because I just looked and like you're only getting like a partial angle and not necessarily the best angle. So let me give you like a full walk around, I don't know what you would call, well, I guess 180 view of this so that you can see how it looks. But I think this is what I'm gonna do for now. Now I am going to need to go buy a plant stand for this guy that actually works in this room. I'm going to need to swap probably these 2 pots out for a different pot that works in this room as well. I don't know that I have one that I can swap with another plant, so I might have to go buy a couple of pots too. But let me get you off the tripod and give you the full view. All right, you guys, so here's our little group of 3, and once again, bear with me on the lighting situation. And then we've got our Raphidophora back here. We've got our 3 little plants in the window over there. And if we come back here and let's just kind of walk around this way so you guys can get an idea of like when you're looking at this from different angles, kind of how things are looking. Once again, excuse all the luggage that is down here, but I think we're looking pretty good. Let me back up and show you what it looks like from in the doorway. Okay, so here we are from the doorway, and I think this looks nice, you guys. And remember, the Raphidophora is gonna grow in more. It's relatively young, so it's definitely gonna fill in. That's gonna start to look more lush in that corner. I'm sorry you can't see this very well because of the lighting, but such are the woes of filming. And look who came to join us. Hi, little man. Hi, cutie patootie. You're so cute. Look at you. Oh, you're the beautifulest. Yes, you're so sweet. Thank you for not eating the tree anymore while you've been back in here. Good boy. Real quick, random thought, you guys, but what if eventually, when I don't have a solar screen on that window, I put a hanging plant on the ledge up there? How awesome would it look to have a nice full pothos of sorts hanging down from that window? Now, maybe not a pothos because I don't know if it'll handle the level of light, but once that's a new window, they all seem to be doing well. All the plants seem to be doing well with the new windows, so I think we might do that as soon as I finally get that window replaced, which hopefully will happen in 2023. Well, you guys, I'm glad I don't have a planty secret that I am keeping from you guys anymore, and I am even more excited that the reason I don't have to keep a planty secret from you guys is because now I actually have plants upstairs. And like I said, I really hope, bye Toby, I really hope that in 2023, fingers crossed, budgetary things don't unexpectedly happen, and I am actually able to replace the rest of the windows in this room, because you have no idea how many more plants I really want to put in this room in particular. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video today. If so, please be sure to click that like and or subscribe button down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Aloha!